Welcome to the Beyond the Vines podcast, where I interview local business owners in Sonoma County to highlight small business and grow our community. I'm your host, Amy Ehlers, a mom, realtor, and Sonoma County native, and I'm excited to connect you to some amazing people in this beautiful area that we call home. Welcome back to the Beyond the Vines podcast, and thank you again for listening. We have such good weather today. I'm super excited. I wish we were recording this outside. It's like 75 degrees today and amazing. I am here today with Amanda Norton. She is one of the owners of Body English Health and Performance, and I cannot wait to tell you more about this incredible space located here in Petaluma. And with that, welcome, Amanda.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you came in today. It was really good to see you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So can you tell people what inspired you to start Body English Health and Performance and what kind of sets it apart from any other health and fitness, facilities we have here?
Yeah, a lot of things tempted us to start this. Number one was we sort of have been in the fitness industry for a long time. My partner and I both are now like combined 35 years.
Wow.
And we continue to find that there are these gaps for people. I was a trainer and also sort of getting into some of my own nutrition coaching, and I kept feeling like I was referring people out. Go see this person for this problem or that person for, whatever specialty you need. And we had the thought that we could really double down, and help create one space for people to go where we've already curated the lists of things that we believe people need to live a healthy life. And that's anything from fitness to nutrition to being able to bring your kids in at the same time so that you can get a workout in, and we're trying to maximize people's time in a way that, we believe kind of fits our methodology of health, fitness, nutrition, movement, et cetera.
I love that. So it's kind of encompasses everything in one location, one relationship even with these clients.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that way we can sort of be your advocate. You don't have to be the person that goes to a doctor and reports this is going on and then goes to a physical therapist and reports whatever. Like we're the person that's already communicating those things for you. So your trainer speaks to, we have a sports chiropractor on site.
Wow.
I also know, what your kids' schedules are. So I know when to bother you if I haven't seen you for a workout, so there's all these layers of trying to really create kind of an elevated community space.
I love that so much. That's such a great idea, like a whole, encompassing the whole within there. So
exactly.
I love that.
In one story that I like to tell about the business is that, a lot of health and nutrition businesses kind of center towards like the elite athlete. And while we love that. We also have been very careful to say the words elite or things like that because it can be such a deterrent to people.
Absolutely.
I went to UCLA for college. I was not a collegiate athlete there, and I remember walking down the Bruin Walk and walking past the athletic training center and watching all these athletes go in. And I'm like, man, we're not allowed in there. What's in there?
Yeah.
Like, I want to see. And I had a friend who was doing, her undergrad internship in there, so I got to go in. And I saw the trainers.
Cool. Yeah.
I saw the athletic trainers, the physical therapists, the ice baths, the nutrition coaches, and then these athletes also had, the school tutoring. And I'm like, man, if the everyday person could have access to that, despite what level of participation they want to use, it's right there.
Wow.
Why doesn't it have to be? Why can't it be for everybody? Why does only this like small subset get it? So that's kind of one way that we like to think about what we're trying to create is, the Collegiate Athletic Training Center for the everyday person.
Ooh, I love that so much. That's amazing. Really amazing. How did you come up with the name Body English and what does it represent?
Yeah, this is fun because we actually thought this was a more popularly known term, Body English.
Okay.
It turns out it's not. And so the conversation is a great starter. So Body English is a term that is commonly used to describe the way that you use your body to navigate your environment. And so what we really like about that is, what are your goals? Do you just want to get out of your chair easier and play with your grandkids? Do you want to surpass your athletic baseline right now and, achieve something? It doesn't matter what those goals are. We want to help you navigate your life better. And that is through fitness, health, nutrition, et cetera. So Body English helps us kind of live the life we want to live.
That's amazing. Yeah, I was wondering about that. So that's great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I know you have programs for adults, kids, nutrition, wellness. Can you tell us, kind of break down each of those a little bit more and let us know what you offer?
Yeah. So on the kids side, the primary disciplines we have right now are gymnastics and ninja.
Great.
We like to give kids more options than just gymnastics.
Yeah.
We are working on building our youth strength and conditioning side.
Oh, cool.
And so starting to get into sports performance training with some local softball teams, which has been really fun. On the adult side, our primary fitness modality right now is CrossFit. We have strongman classes, and we also have adult gymnastics classes, which are really fun. And anybody can go, for every person who ever wanted to learn how to do a cartwheel, it is not too late.
That's awesome.
We're looking forward to adding some more programs coming up here soon. And then we do offer nutrition coaching.
Great.
We offer cold plunge and sauna on site. So the wellness and recovery side of things. We have a sports chiropractor.
That's amazing.
And then soon we'll be adding massage as well.
Ooh, I like the sound of that too.
Yeah.
So I could go take gymnastics and then get a massage after.
That's it. Your daughter or kids or whoever can go take a class.
There you go. Well, you get a
could
massage.
have a sauna at the
I
same
like that
time,
better.
or a massage at the same time, or a workout at the same time.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So the kids program that you're kind of talking about for like sports performance, is that mostly softball? I imagine each sport's different. So like in our house, we have competitive dancers and a football player. Like, would you have programs for those kids as well?
Exactly. So, the kind of pilot class that we started was for a softball team. And so that we were
Very
just
cool.
kind of helping this team, try to move better, really.
Yeah.
Movement education is kind of more what I like to call it rather than sports performance, because what does that mean?
Totally.
I mean, everybody, all of us need to learn how to squat and push and throw and twist and move forward, backward, and laterally. So if we can help kids train, outside of their sport to help them get better at their sport, that's been our goal. So whether we differentiate and continue to do things for specific teams or create kind of a more broad program that is, this age group will work on these types of movements.
Got it.
This age group will start to layer in some more difficult things.
That makes sense.
And that's kind of what we're working on right now before we
cool.
really launch our full program.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Definitely needed too. And recovery even for kids. We're seeing kids having injuries. I mean, Petaluma's got some epic sports teams.
Yes, yes.
And from the dance world, like these girls are just amazing. So like we do see injuries. So it's great to bring in that recovery side.
Exactly.
Yeah. Amazing. What's your philosophy when it comes to health, fitness, and overall well-being? We've kind of touched on that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of fitness, I really still believe that the best fitness program is the one that you're going to show up for. It's going to be better than me telling you what I think the actual best program is, but you don't like it. Right. And so we, while we have our preferences and we know that what the programs we offer will serve everybody very well, we also know that people have preference, and I get that,
Yeah.
And so we are continuing to try to create more spaces for different preferences to be able to use our services. So one of the things we're looking forward to, hopefully this summer, if the timelines work well, is to open up a studio so we can do some studio-based classes.
Awesome. Yeah. That's more my style.
Yeah. See, there we go.
I'm a Pilates junkie.
Yes. And so, and we know that.
Yes, totally.
We know that, lifting weight is good for us.
Yes.
But we also know that a lot of people get really intimidated by the look of something like CrossFit, where maybe they've only seen the Instagram highlights of the CrossFit Games athletes. And when you really look inside a class, that's not what's happening. Instagram, for example, makes everything look good. And so, but we want to offer more options for people to just try,
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Could I do CrossFit and not run, or is that not a thing?
That could be a thing.
Oh, that could be. That would be a thing I would be interested in.
Everybody's
I love
an adult.
weights, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't love to run.
We might encourage you to try it, but nobody has to do anything they don't want to do.
Great point. That's a very good point. Yeah. I love that. Can you share a success story from a client who's seen a big transformation from one of your programs?
Yes. I think that what we want to hear when we ask questions like this is somebody lost 100 pounds or somebody, PR'd their deadlift over their lifetime.
Right.
I think the bigger success stories are actually the smaller ones where I have a client who lifted a suitcase by herself for the first time in her entire life and put it in the overhead compartment. And she's like, that sounds so silly, but I've always had to ask for somebody's help. And like, those are the real wins inside every single day is I was able to, carry the rocks in my yard easier, or I was able to go on the 4-day ski trip with my college buddies and I was not the one that had to take the rest first. I was able to survive the whole 4 days. And so those are the connections that I love and the stories that I love to hear. Of course, if somebody loses, 100 pounds, or those are amazing success stories too. But I like to highlight the little ones along the way a lot.
I love that because it's really relating back to life, right? Like, where are we going to use these skills, this sports performance, and those are huge.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's a great thing to celebrate. Are there any current trends in fitness or health that you love, or any that people should start being cautious of?
This is such a great question, and probably one that we could spend hours talking about.
We could do a whole episode on this.
Yeah. Right now, I love that we are continuing to talk about eating protein. That's great. And I love that we're talking a lot about lifting weight. We need to move weight in order to be durable, in order to live longer, and, have our independence later in life. But fitness and nutrition are so polarizing. You're going to see, be a vegan to only eat meat. Like, where do we live in the middle?
Right.
And so what we really try to do is work on focusing our people, our members, how do I say it? Work on focusing, yourself into something that is attainable and not going off into the clouds and saying, well, that's the thing I should do now.
Right.
Let's take a step back and take an action step that makes sense.
Yeah.
And if we can help you see that, that's where we're going to be the most successful together.
Well, and I assume something that can be long term, right? Like, these fads come in and out. Can you actually eat like that forever?
Right. And true. Some of these diet fads or workout fads will make you see results.
Yeah.
100%.
Definitely.
But after 30 days or whatever the timeline is, can you keep going?
Right.
Or are you just over it and then you go back to old habits, or maybe even worse, you double down on like binge.
Totally.
and then you've just undone everything that you did.
Yep.
So I think that there's always going to be a lot of voices, and there are always people who are out there who are trying to make a name for themselves and who are trying to say, hey, look, turn my direction.
Right.
And that's why we've curated our team to be the way it is, so that we can be your reliable source. And I can tell you, hey, I'm not really sure about that.
Yep.
Like, let's look into it together.
Yep. Well, and it seems like you have so many people under your roof that you can also bounce it off of too. Like, I don't know about this, but let's ask this coach, or if they have experience with that.
And I think that's one of our biggest assets is that we have a team of professionals who've had all different types of experiences in, a variety of subsets of the industries, where we can lean on each other a lot and continue that team aspect that we're really trying to create, not just, among the staff, but it's a team aspect to help every single person as well,
That's amazing. Definitely. How do you balance the mental and emotional aspects of fitness with the physical training you provide? Because there is, for a lot of people, that component.
Yeah. We find so many people, I'm sure you feel the same way, that part of your exercise is your stress relief.
Totally. Yes, that is how I get through
and that
week.
is true. But it is important to wind down. And that's part of why we're really trying to tell people how important things like cold plunging or sauna can be for your recovery, or even take a rest day, or
you sound like my husband right now. If he hears this episode, he's gonna be like, "Told you so. You need a rest day." Yeah,
get outside, go for a walk, spend some time with your family, go play. These are all such important things.
Great point.
And I want people to want to come to our gym, and I want people to feel great about the time that they're in there, and I want it to be a safe space for everybody. So if you need to come and let go after work, great, let's do that. If you want to come and socialize because that is your social outlet for the week, great, let's do that. But then let's have conversations about how are you sleeping?
Yeah.
You know, did you drink enough water today? Maybe you're feeling a little under the weather. Let's just do the strength part of today and go stretch for the rest of class.
Right.
That's cool.
Right.
You know, we can do that.
Yep. Yeah, those are really good reminders. And again, I feel like it all comes back to how you encompass everything under your same roof, you know?
Right.
Yeah, and that whole approach.
And we try to just, you know, every person that walks in the door, we're taking this holistic approach as best we can.
Exactly.
And even on the kids' side too, you know, that's something that we like, oh, you're fine.
Yeah.
No, well, maybe they're not fine, you know, and maybe
Right.
we can sit this one out, but then rejoin when we're feeling a little bit
go.
better. And I think if we take that approach for everybody, everybody's going to be elevated and feel better.
Yeah. When you said the kids thing, it started to get me thinking that maybe an adult ninja class would be fun too. Just throwing it out there.
Not on the roadmap.
It's like I'm kind of jealous of the kids, so just so you know.
You know, we do birthday parties on the weekends for kids.
Yeah,
as
which
you
I've
know.
been to, which was so fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I've not had our first adult booking yet. So putting it out
my 40th
there.
birthday, maybe my 41st.
There you go. It
be
could be
there.
really fun.
I would love that. As long as we could do the sauna after.
You got it.
So what's the biggest challenge you see people facing when trying to build consistent health and fitness? I mean, I think we touched on how attainable their goals are. And
Yeah,
their
it's
plan
doing
is.
too much, really. It's I'm going to do all the nutrition, all the fitness, all the recovery, and it's like, okay, choose one thing, do that for 2 weeks. Are you ready to add another thing? Not
go.
all the things. And we just completed a 28-day challenge with some of our members, and we layer in one new thing each week. And by the end of 4 weeks, a lot of us can have a whole new host of habits.
Wow.
But you also start to see where people fall off there. It's like, oh, I'm doing too much now.
Yeah.
So it's great. Let's take a step back and just focus on the things that we can be successful at.
Yeah.
We will continue to move the needle with consistency. We will not continue to move the needle with these start and stop routines.
Right.
And another big one, of course, is that, you know, oh, well, I'll wait till Monday to start. Well, tomorrow could be Monday. Just start.
There you go.
You know, just try. Just pick one thing and start there.
I love it.
Yeah.
Tomorrow could be Monday.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what's wrong with Friday?
Right. Truly. Yeah. It might be better because then you got the weekend to keep it going.
Exactly.
That's amazing. So how has the Petaluma community really embraced Body English, and what role do you see yourself playing in the local wellness scene?
I think what's been so great, you know, we're not only new to this community as a business, but we're new as people. We were living in Marin before and looking for a personal change and also looking for the right place for us to open this business. And I'm so happy that Petaluma chose us and we chose them. It's been really, really nice to see how many people have come in and then said, yeah, I'm going to spread this to my community.
I love that.
And I think that organic build of community is what's been the coolest part of this whole growth journey so far is, you know, you tell two friends and they tell two friends, and people want to bring in the people that they like to be around. And then suddenly you have this diverse community with great people.
Yeah.
And we're making new connections. Just yesterday in class, somebody who's from Marin, it's like, hey, do you have a guy named so-and-so in the 5:30 class? Well, his wife happened to be with it. And she's like, who are you talking about? And it turns out their best friend is a mutual family member. And so it's fun how those things start to happen. And you don't even realize it. And it's not forced. It's all natural. And so that's what's been really great. We try to get involved in as many schools as we can.
Great.
We like to do the in-person side of things. So the Loma Vista School, we've gone and done their fun run. And so we'll go and set up their warm-up before they all go and do their running. And that's wonderful because then we get some of the kids who are like, I remember you from the fun run. And so those are the touch points that have been the most fun so far.
I will say, too, the fact that you have like a kid space, also daycare, which is so helpful. Within the workout, I have always felt that as my kids grow, it's important for them to actually see me working out.
100%.
They learn like this isn't just something mom's doing to, whatever. And they see that I'm doing this on a consistent basis, and it's so crucial to have them there.
Yeah. The ability for, and it gives coaches credibility too, right? So
Totally.
it's like, this is a family thing that we do. We're going to go and get healthy together.
Yes.
You're going to do your class.
Yep.
I'm going to do my class.
Yes, that's amazing.
And it also allows for that separation of time a little bit. When I'm sure your kids are wanting you all the time.
Yep.
And it's like, no, mom's going to go do her class right now so that you can do yours as well. And then we'll come back and be together.
Yeah.
It's so cool to have that under one roof.
That really is. And also thinking back when you're saying, the kids want to be with you all the time, they actually still do, even though they're older now. But when they were really little, they used to sneak out of my gym's daycare to come find me. But anyways, you do have that guilt sometimes as a parent. Like, I was working all day and now I'm going to work out and all the things. And of course we need that to be better parents and be able to be who we are. But it's so nice to know that they're also, being taken care of and having fun also.
Right. And you're just a wall away.
You're just a wall away.
It's the same building.
Our family is going to work out.
Exactly. Yeah, you
That's
can
so
do
cool.
this together.
Yeah, that is so cool. So what advice do you have for someone looking to take their first step in improving health and fitness?
Everybody's so individual, right? What I say to you might be different than who I say to your neighbor.
Yeah.
But it's to pick something and just try. It really is, because we can do so much more than I think we allow ourselves to.
Yeah.
At times, we are our own worst enemy. Now, there are the flip side people who go all in. They're like, I'm going to try everything.
Right.
And that's kind of who we already talked about.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to take that step back a little bit. But I find that, joining a new gym or trying a new program or, trying to work on your diet, it's about starting.
Right.
And just pick something and start. And it could be so small. You could
Even
decide.
like water, I assume, like drinking more water.
Drink more
could be
water.
A first step.
And what's nice too is to think about adding something rather than removing something.
Good point.
So for someone, say, who loves soda and drinks 10 sodas a day.
Right.
Well, why don't we just say, try to drink more water? You're probably going to drink less soda because there's not enough
only
room.
so much room.
And so, hey, let's add something to your plate, not remove it. Let's add vegetables.
Yeah.
Don't worry about taking away things, because if we're getting veggies and nutrients and fiber inside of you, well, you might not have as much space for whatever the thing is that you're struggling with, be it the chips or the candy or the overconsumption.
Yep.
And same with fitness, is just give it a try. See what you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's so key. See what you like, because
Yeah.
that's how you stick with it.
Yeah.
I love that. Great advice. So what's next for Body English? Do you have any new exciting things on the horizon?
Yeah, like I mentioned before, we are excited to open up some new types of classes for various people who might not have an interest in what we're doing yet.
Yeah.
Or for the members who are there who just like diversity.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what we're about,
Great
right?
point.
It's just offering different options. And so High Rocks is a new program that and kind of train. It's both a competition and a training methodology now that's gotten very popular. It is really popular among runners because it's running based plus functional fitness.
Wow.
So that's something we're probably going to be launching here in the next few weeks.
Cool.
Functional bodybuilding is a class that's one of our coaches has a specialty in. So we're looking to add that to the calendar.
That's amazing.
We are excited about this opportunity of opening a studio that just, has to work out time-wise.
Yeah.
So I can't give a date on that. And continuing to expand our kids program. Starting a kids program from scratch, you have to, figure out how to get the right people in the right classes.
It's a whole different animal.
And so things like gymnastics where there's levels and ages and, gender-specific classes, that growth has to sort of happen organically. And so we are excited to continue to develop our program so that we have more robust offerings for both new and seasoned athletes.
That's amazing. That's a lot going on. How big is your space, by the way?
It's 20,000 square feet.
Okay. Wow, that's very big.
So it's big. It was a big risk
definitely.
to start that way. But it's allowed us, all these opportunities to run these programs. So
wow, that is
been nice.
Very impressive.
Yes.
Yeah. Kind of coming off work a little bit, what are 3 fun facts about you personally?
Ooh. 3. Only 3?
Only 3. It's like the worst question that I ask.
I have a pretty diverse background. I grew up in a public safety household. My dad was police and fire.
Yeah.
And so at a very young age, I kind of walked into that world and figured that that's kind of where I was going to go on my path.
Totally.
So that allowed me to be a volunteer firefighter for 15 years. I did ocean rescue in Stinson Beach. I ran a junior lifeguard program out there.
Wow.
And so what's been fun is to, share these parts of my life is that I can connect with people in a lot of different ways.
Very true with clients.
Yes.
And,
I'm a competitor myself. Taken this last year off because
you've been a little busy.
We opened a business. But that's been a big passion of mine personally is I love getting out there and trying and competing and just seeing where I can go.
That's amazing.
And my most fun fact was I was in a music video.
What?
Yes.
Tell us more.
I was like 9 years old.
Oh my gosh, really? You're like speaking my kid's dream right now.
It was my mom. So my mom was a casting director.
Wow.
And prior to that, she was doing commercial catering, and we happened to run into someone who's become a longtime family friend since. And he was producing a music video. So I was a little girl that was going to go and do flips in this music video because of my gymnastics.
Yeah.
So it ended up that I was just squirting a squirt gun in the camera, but I was in it.
That's so cool. My kids are going to hear this and be really, really jealous of you right now. Although, do music videos still exist? I think they do.
I don't know, but I did find it on YouTube recently. So
maybe we can like put a clip in with this on YouTube.
I had like the short 90s hair, you know? Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Those are 3 very good facts. I love it.
Thank you.
Is there anything else I may have missed that you would like listeners to know about?
No, I mean, this was great conversation, and, we would just welcome everybody to come in the door, even if you just want to see.
That's
please come visit. Point. Yeah, we are open 5:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Yeah.
So there's lots of opportunity for people to come and visit us.
Those are long hours.
Yes.
Yep. That's great. Yeah.
And
that's great. Yeah, I will say I did sneak in when it was my niece's birthday party. I was like, I need to check out the rest of the space because it was very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Wow. Where can listeners find you?
We are on social media at bodyenglish.fit. That also happens to be our website. So bodyenglish.fit, you'll find us.
Great. And then your physical location, can you say kind of where people can find you at you're near?
Yeah, we're on the northeast side of town. So Wilco and Coles are the landmarks that I've learned that people know. So just on the east side of the freeway, right behind SciFit as well. It's cool to have that gym right next to us too.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. This was great.
Yes.
Shout out to Jessie Raboli, by the way, for introducing us because she was, like you were saying, you build this community and people get so excited to share it. She instantly was like, you have to have Amanda on. So it's so great for that introduction. So thank you, Jessie. And thank you, everyone, for listening. We appreciate you. Have a great day. If you like what you hear, please be sure to like and subscribe. Learn more about Sonoma County and all that we have to offer here.